Just another machine just coming into view now. And that is the number 9 of Chris McGahn. That's the number 7 of Harley Rushton, who's just done his quickest there in a different category, though, but at 85.966. 2 more into view. 24, Tom Snow there. And a quicker lap from number 39, Tomo Burnett at 84.5. Number 22, just across the line there, Rod Graham on the Honda. And Rod Graham, 81.062. More machines just crossing the bridge, or at least one I've seen just looking up the railway line. In fact, it was 2. I was doubting myself there. 82 crosses. And 66. So that is Stevan Radakovic and number 66, which is Robert Noyle. On the BSA Gold Star there. So that bike has just been left, and I think the rider's just going to go and talk to the marshals and make themselves safe as well. But I think we've got nearly all the bikes through now. So let's just look at that then. Adam McLean, quickest from last night. He will be on pole at 93.667. Joe Yeardsley will be second on the grid. 92.012 miles per hour set this afternoon. And the third on the grid will be Alan Oversby from last night, 91.156 miles per hour. So behind Yeardsley this afternoon, second quickest was number 5, 89.705 miles per hour for Paul Cassidy. But the screen, unfortunately, has gone blank, so I can't take you, unfortunately, any further down that. I think the organisers, after that lengthy-ish delay, were about half an hour behind where we were hoping to be at this stage because of that red flag incident that we had. And just to refresh that in the third session, we did have that incident at Bala Whetstone, but the rider is conscious and talking at the time, but have been taken to Nobles Hospital for further assessment. So we will move to the lightweight classic and the 125 post classic next, and that gave us the highlight from last night with Dan Sale on the 125 post classic bike, setting a new unofficial lap record at 83.851 miles per hour. Quite tremendous, that from the Solby man. Bike number 8's the one to look out for. It's just one course car gone through here, and I think I've seen the other one just slowing up there at Castletown Corner. Let's just remind you, behind Dan Sales, second was Owen Monaghan at 81.288 miles per hour. Here comes the other course car, I think, collecting the rider there as well. Can't tell you who it is. A little bit too far away to read what the number plate is there on the machine. So Richard Ford was the first of the 250s last night. 81.196 miles per hour, third quickest overall. Then we had fourth Brian Mateer at 79.394 miles per hour. Fifth Barry Davidson at 78.073 miles per hour. And sixth Keith Shannon, 77.493 miles per hour. So that is the top 6. And let's go out for his reflections on what we've just seen. And Adam McLean, from last night again, stays on pole position for the races. That race will indeed be tomorrow afternoon as the course car now makes its way past us here. But let's get some thoughts and build up as well to what we're about to see here. Are we going to see something more special from Dan Sale, or will he have parked the bike quite content with what he's done last night? Let's go out to Rob Pritchard.
Yeah, it's always an interesting balancing act, isn't it? Particularly in classic racing and in this combined 250cc, 125cc post-classic class as well. With some of these machines, I always like to say it is you've got to treat some of these components like they're made of glass. And Dan Sale obviously getting a fantastic run out in that session last night. That 83.651 miles an hour, that unofficial lap record. A reminder of the official lap record in the 125cc post-classic category. That was set last year by Owen Monaghan, who of course went well second quickest last night as well, but a good 5.7 seconds off the pace of number 8, Dan Sale there. Owen Monaghan's 125cc lap record in this class from last year, 82.230 miles an hour. So it is a bit of a thinking game, really. Do you try and get yourselves a little further ahead and just make sure, absolutely cement your place on that pole position if you're Dan Sale, or do you have to maybe just take care of that machine a little bit? He'll know better than anyone what state that machine is in, but on the basis of last night, it really was on song in that 125cc post-classic class. Just a quick mention from the previous class as well. We already mentioned the great improvements by one of the newcomers, Stefan Radakovic, but there were also improvements elsewhere. Number 9, Chris McGahn as well, a 3 minutes 4.1 in last night's session, down to 3 minutes 1.2, so just shy of a 3-second improvement from number 9, Chris McGahn, and also a big improvement as well from number 66, Robert Noyle as well, so 3 minutes 30.08 last night, down to 3 minutes 22.6, so just shy of 8 seconds taken off that time here on the Billown Course. An excellent feat indeed. But yeah, it does very much seem to be, at the moment, if we're going off the timings of last night, a straight shootout really between Dan Sale and Owen Monaghan in that 125cc post-classic class, but it's not quite as clear-cut necessarily in the 250s as well. Richard Ford, the quickest at, let me just have a look at that there, just having a look at that best time of Richard Ford, 3 minutes 8.433, and no doubt Barry Davidson will be looking to try and make up just a little bit more ground, but still some seconds back, a good 7, so just 7.5 seconds, in fact, 3 minutes 15.971 as well. So Barry Davidson, it's been a fruitful class for him in previous years as well, but might have a bit of a job on his hands with that number 12 machine of Richard Ford, the Bob Jackson Suzuki T20. That looks set to be at the moment the pace setter in the 250cc class at the moment, but always intriguing to see these 250 machines heading round the Billown Course, or indeed in any form of road racing as well. There's lots of battles all over the park here in this combined class. It's very difficult. Maybe at the front in the, as we've mentioned, a bit of daylight for Richard Ford at the front of that 250cc class, but this race really is, and as we've seen in previous years, is a war of attrition. There's a lot of laps to cover, but they're about to head out on the course, I understand, the machine, so let's head over to Chris Kinley.
Yeah, the smell and the sounds of Mark Herbertson gives us a big smile as he goes past as well on that 48 machine, the Herbertson Racing Team, Gilbert Brown and Sons 125 RS Honda. Number 12 goes through as well there. Richard Ford, retired last year, sadly, in this one on the Bob Jackson Suzuki T20. Regular on the Irish scene as well as Richard too. And that's it already. We have machines on the circuit as fast as that. Jeff Bates goes through. 28, Billy Cummins. 15, Bob Doughty. 76, also through there, Roy Phipps on the 250 Honda. Newcastle under Lyme rider. And here is Dan Sale coming through. Just a little look back at the records. Dan's not actually won a solo race around here. And he is possibly, now keep an eye on this, because number 8 on the Honda and number 55 on the Honda, they're both teammates on the same, if you look at the liveries on them. All right, so he's possibly, Reese Callister is going to follow Dan round and just teach him just a couple of lines there. Or is Reese going to go ahead? Is Dan going to watch him? So he's just tapping the back of his seat there, is Dan. So keep a little eye out for that one as you're sitting on the hedges with your programmes. Number 8 and number 55 just leaving the holding area now. So keep an eye on those two as they go round on this Quine Incumbent Printers 250 Classic and 125 Post Classics. It's qualifying 2, cross 4 ways.
Yeah, indeed. So we've already mentioned the top two from the 125cc class. We've got Dan Sale after that unofficial lap record last night. Number 17, Owen Monaghan, the current official lap record holder. And mentioning in the 250cc class from last night, we've mentioned Richard Ford out front in terms of the 250 times. 4.2 seconds back from him, number 87, Brian Matera on the 250 Suzuki T20. So that Suzuki at the moment, the T20, maybe looking like the machine to beat in the 250cc class. Looking elsewhere, then it's Barry Davidson on the Team Gimbert Honda in the 250 250 class, and then just behind them as well, 1.4 seconds back, is a previous winner in 51, Keith Shannon as well. So it'll be interesting to see just how many machines go out in this class. Again, just mentioning that balancing act of just trying to get the most out of the machine and get it absolutely race prepped, but also making sure you don't do too much. As the first machine on the way through, it's number 17. Owen Monaghan was first out on the road in last night's session and is indeed out again there. So there's number 17, Owen Monaghan, the 125cc, followed by number 51. That's Keith Shannon in there. So the first two machines through cross four ways, and here comes the third into the braking zone here. That's number 97, Simon Lehane, as well on the Carpet Craft Honda, the 125. Number 48 as well as Mark Herbertson on the way through as well, number 61. So there's the first of the 250cc machines. That's the newcomer, Richard Hunt, on the Suzuki T20. Popular bike choice in this class this year. Three more machines. There's numbers 12, 87 and 28. So Richard Ford, Brian Mateer and Billy Cummins as well. A scotch of 250s by number 250 in the form of number 103, Andy Hunt. He'll be looking to improve on the 3 minutes 20.410 that he put in last night, a combined 7th across the classes. Angela Cragg on the 63. There is Dan Sale, number 8, followed closely by number 69. That's Jeff Bates on the Bates Honda. So Dan Sale through cross four ways. Over to you, Tim.
And first bike interview is number 17, Owen Monaghan. Fair play to the Deputy Clerk of the course, Andy Brown, who's just been out to get Stephen Elliott's Rutter Honda back. That was the one that had broken down just at the top of School Hill Rise as Keith Shannon, number 51, goes through. Steve had got into the course inspection car, but the Rutter Honda was just leaning against the lamppost. So Andy Brown has just been out, put the high vis on, and has just wheeled it down the hill, and it's now parked just in front of us here at race control and in our commentary position. 3 bikes now. So through, apart from Owen Monaghan and Keith Shannon that I've mentioned, 97, Simon Lehane, 48, Mark Herbertson, 61, the newcomer, Richard Hunt. There's number 8, Dan Sale through. Also through, number 28, Billy Cummins. 87, Brian Mateer, 12, Richard Ford, 103, Andy Hunt, and 63, Angela Cragg. And that was 69, Jeff Bates, and the newcomer, number 55, Rhys Callister. There's number 15 through, Bob Doughty. Another machine comes over the crest of the hill. That is number 77, Neil Champion. No times, of course, because they've not completed a full circuit of the Colas Billown Course. That's number 76, Roy Phipps through. So they're on their first timed lap now in this Quine and Cubban Printers 250 Classic and 125 Post Classic race. Let's see what they're doing out at Cross Four Ways with Rob Pritchard.
Yeah, waiting for the machines on this first flying lap of this combined 250cc and 125cc post-classic session. Here is the first machine. First man on the road, number 17, Owen Monaghan. We mentioned that second across the start-finish line was number 51, Keith Shannon as well. So rider Keith Shannon, only 1.467 seconds off the pace of number 40, Barry Davidson, the 250cc class. Looking to maybe try and get on that front row. Here is number 51, Keith Shannon. So that is your first 2 machines. It's the same 1-2 out on the road that we had through Cross Four Ways first time around. But again, this class a little more spread out as has been in previous years, both in practicing and in race scenarios. 2 more machines. It is 2 more 125 machines. 48, Mark Herbertson, and there's number 97, Simon Lehane as well through Cross Four Ways, and now we're roaring their way, you can probably hear in the background, toward Church Bends. Now, 3 machines relatively close together here. And that is numbers 87 and 12, so that's Brian Mateer and Richard Ford. And number 61 as well, Richard Hunt. Number 28 as well. And number 8, Dan Sale there. So Dan Sale maybe just getting a little bit of traffic there, as number 103, Andy Hunt, is on the way through as well. So Dan Sale, maybe if he wants to improve his times, has to navigate some traffic. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, no bikes or anyone else leaning on lampposts now as first machine in view. And that is Owen Monaghan, 82.757 for Monaghan. That is good. That is good. That is inside his lap record, the official lap record from last year. 51 across the line. That's Keith Shannon, 79.914 miles per hour. So, yeah, Owen Monaghan on a 125 Honda. 2 more machines into view. 97 and 48. 48 is third quickest at 78.219. And 97, Simon Lehane at 77.288. 3 into view. At the back is Dan Sale, overtaking number 12, Dan Sale. Oh, my word. 84.880 miles per hour. Another unofficial lap record. In fact, Owen Monaghan inside the official lap record as well. Dan Sale last night, 83.851. And here, and with some thrilling action and overtaking manoeuvre on the start-finish line, 84.880 miles per hour. 55, newcomer Reese Callister is 6th quickest today at 78.227. Also through, we've seen there just number 15, Bob Doughty. And that is the unmistakable fairing of number 69, Jeff Bates. But Dan Sale, talk about throwing the hammer down to the rest of the field. 84.880, an unofficial lap record. Rob Pritchard.
Wow, that is some time that is to be setting down in a qualifying session, isn't it, from Dan Sale and number 17, Owen Monaghan there through cross four ways again on this second flying lap. It looks like he's going to have a job on his hands if he wants to catch Dan Sale in that 125cc post-classic class once racing does come around there. That is an extraordinary time, 84.880 from Dan Sale. But as Tim's rightly mentioned there, Owen Monaghan inside his lap record pace set during racing last year. There's number 51, Keith Shannon, also still running relatively well in this particular session. One notable one at the moment to give a mention is the newcomer, number 55, Reese Callister as well. He's just done a 3:15.5. That compares to 3:25 in the previous session, the fastest time. There's 3 more machines on the way through, led by number 48, Mark Herbertson. There's number 8, Dan Sale, just getting ahead on the road of number 97, Simon Lehane. So just clearing one machine in terms of traffic. Number 12, Richard Ford, and number 87, Brian Mateer. Brian Mateer also improving as well, 2.1 seconds quicker on that first flying lap than his quickest lap in last night's session as number 28 comes through Billy Cummins. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, extraordinary stuff. That's just lifted everyone. 17 across the line. He's gone even quicker again inside his official lap record, but it's unofficial, 82.969. From number 17, Owen Monaghan. 3-minute board is out. What are we going to see from number 8, Dan Sale? Is he going to push that envelope even further out? 84.880 miles per hour. 51 through Keith Shannon. He's gone quickest. His quickest lap, 80.065 miles per hour. And there's a whole gaggle of machines just gone over the bridge. And is this our man? I think it is. It is. Oh, 86. Listen to this. 86.241 miles per hour. Shattering the official lap record. It is unofficial. What are we going to see in racing tomorrow? An incredible time. 2 minutes, 57.410 seconds. Dan Sale, the man from Solby, number 8, 86.241 miles per hour. Extraordinary stuff from the Manxman. 103, Andy Hunt has been through as well, just through, and quickest on his time, 78.337 miles per hour. And that is the newcomer, Reese Callister, up at 6th place, still number 55. His quickest, 79.5457 miles per hour. 2 more machines into view. We'll listen to them across the line. There's number 15, Bob Doughty, and number 63, Angela Cragg. Take that, the rest of the field. 86.241 miles per hour. Rob.
Goodness me, Tim, that's some lap, isn't it? As number 17, Owen Monaghan, is on the way through there. 86.241 miles an hour from Dan Sale. To put that into a bit more perspective, the 250cc lap record is currently 88.64 miles an hour, so really not too far off the actual lap record set in the 250s. So that is an extraordinary time from Dan Sale. I did mention last time he came through cross four ways, he just seemed to have cleared a little more traffic on the road, so maybe that really helped him on that run through Church Bends and Stadium and back onto the onto the straight, going past you, Tim, as number 51, Keith Shannon, still running well there. So Keith Shannon on that last, well, a 3:11.0, the quickest time, 3:17.4, best in the last session. There is Dan Sale, and Dan Sale is actually pulling over here at Cross Four Ways, so maybe a bit of a couple of mechanical issues possibly for Dan Sale. He's just come to a halt by the corner here, so not sure what's going on there, but Dan Sale has come to a stop at Cross Four Ways. Here's number 48, so that's Mark Herbertson on the way through as well. Some good time out on that machine for him. Number 87, Brian Mateer, who's running well at the moment, second in the 250cc timings in this particular session. 3 minutes 12.7, his current best time. And that compares to looking at this, we'll go back to the action on the track at the moment. There's number 28, Billy Cummins on the way through, number 103, Andy Hunt, but Dan Sale stopping at Cross Four Ways. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, major news that. Maybe a little bit of a mechanical to sort out ahead of racing tomorrow. Owen Monaghan's gone through here again, and listen to his time. 84.085 miles per hour. So again, he's gone quicker and quicker and inside his official lap record. There's 51, Keith Shannon, his quickest lap, 80.282 miles per hour, as the checkered flag is just about to be unfurled here on the start-finish line. So Owen Monaghan does have the opportunity to get another lap in, but, well, Dan Sale, incredible. 86.241. What are we seeing? 48 through, Mark Herbertson. That's his quickest lap, 78.436 miles per hour. He's in 7th. And in 4th, number 87, Brian Mateer with his best mark, 80.513 miles per hour. Another bike in view. Two, in fact. 28, the first of them, Billy Cummins. He's currently in 9th, and 103. Andy Hunt is currently 8th quickest. Richard Hunt, the newcomer, has put his quickest lap in, 76.856 miles per hour, as has the other newcomer, Rhys Callister, up in 6th place, number 55, 79.502. So is Owen Monaghan on another flying lap? Let's find out. We're going to Rob Pritchard at Cross Four Ways.
He is indeed. He's just come past us there, number 17, Owen Monaghan, so still out on another flying lap here. You mentioned Rhys Callister, we mentioned him before, just how big that gap he'd opened up to his time that he set last night, the newcomer. He's slashed that time yet again. That 3 minutes 12.5 is now 13 seconds quicker than he managed on his best time during last night's session. That is a phenomenal improvement. Andy Hunt as well, making up 5 seconds on his 3 minutes 20 from last night, running at 3:15 at the moment. And Billy Cummins as well. This is a big improvement as well. 9 seconds off the timing of number 28, Billy Cummins, from last night. It was a 3:25 from last night, now a 3:16.1. So Billy Cummins making some dramatic improvements on that particular machine in this particular session. So it doesn't seem like many machines are back out on this particular lap at the moment. But again, just a quick mention for number 87, Brian Mateer, running well, just 2.8 seconds off the pace at the moment of the leader in the 250cc class, and that is number 12, Richard Ford as well. We've mentioned Rhys Callister in the 125s already. Mark Herbertson running well in the 125s as well. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, machine coming into view with the checkered flag there, and it is number 17, Owen Monaghan. He doesn't go quicker than that 84.085 miles per hour, and I don't think we're going to see many more, so we'll just try and get the leaderboard down as far as we can before the screen disappears. So Dan Sale, quickest, number 8, 86.241 miles per hour. Incredible. Then that is an unofficial lap record. Inside the existing lap record of his own is in second, number 17, Owen Monaghan at 84.085 miles per hour. Third, number 12, Richard Ford, 81.755. Fourth, number 87, that's Brian Mateer, 80.513 miles per hour. Fifth, number 51, Keith Shannon, 80.282 miles per hour. And sixth, the newcomer, well done to Rhys Callister, 55, the number on his machine, 79.502. 7th, number 48, Mark Herbertson. 8th, number 103, Andy Hunt. 9th, number 28, Billy Cummins. 10th, number 97, Simon Lehane. 11th, number 15, Bob Doughty. 12th, number 61, the newcomer, Richard Hunt. And his speed, 76.856 miles per hour. 13th, number 77, Neil Champion. 14th, number 63, Angela Cragg. 15th, number 69, Jeff Bates. And 16th, number 76, Roy Phipps. 68.751 miles per hour. But, well, Dan Sale, 86.241 miles per hour. But pulled in on that last timed lap. And probably would have got a second, a further lap in if he'd continued. He would have been pushing it, to be honest. He had the minute board was out, so he was going to have to be in pretty smart fashion to get back, to get out. But he pulled in at cross four ways, and let's bring in Rob Pritchard. Any looking down at the bike or any indication of a mechanical there? But what a headline we've had again from the man from Sulby. Incredible.
That is an absolutely extraordinary time. And just as you've joined me there, Tim, I've just seen Dan Sale being picked up by one of the course inspection cars to be taken back to the paddock as well. The bike, though, is still over on the slip road on the far side from us, from Cross Four Ways. The leg was out, so maybe just indicating that something wasn't quite right. It was parked up straight away and he was off the bike, so maybe knowing that there is some sort of mechanical issue that may just need a little bit of further looking at back in the Billown Course paddock later on. But that is a truly extraordinary time. I just want to mention a few more that have really stood out in this particular session. Number 97, Simon Lehane, who did a 3:20.6 last night, 3:16.2. So that's already 4.4 seconds, an improvement for number 97, Simon Lehane. And there's also an improvement as well of 4.5 seconds from number 15, Bob Doughty, 3 minutes 20.7 last night, 3:16.2 as well. So that's a great improvement. And just listen to this. Number 61, the newcomer, Richard Hunt, 3 minutes 19.0. His time last night, 3:37.4. That is a 16.4 second improvement last night. So whatever work has gone on in the Richard Hunt awning overnight or early this morning has paid dividends, because that is an extraordinary amount of time to be making up from the newcomer. Brilliant work there as well. We've already mentioned the improvements from another newcomer, number 55, Rhys Callister, and number 28, Billy Cummins as well, getting a good session out there as well. It's all setting up to be something spectacular. I think the one big question in that 125cc post-classic class now will be, can Dan Sale get that machine ready to back up that extraordinary lap? We'll have to wait and see. But in the meantime, over to Chris Kinley.
Absolutely wringing the neck out of it was as he came past us on that quick lap. We did it at 86, but we've got machines moving forward now for the Vintage Motorcycle Club Alderman section 350 junior race. Blue plates with the white numbers. Steady on, boys. They're all jostling for position here in the holding area here. All coming past us. 64, give them a mention. It's always good to Paul McMahon, the newcomer from Tullamore, on the Furlong Equipment Services Honda 350. But Richard Ford back out again on the Bob Jackson machine. Good to have a little chat with Bob just a bit earlier on there, fixed his headphoney things. Number 11, Stevie Elliott. Hopefully get that other bike sorted out. He's just gone past us there on the 350. 63, Angela Cragg on the 350 Norton from Appleby. 9, Chris McGowan. Big field. This one of the biggest. 28, Billy Cummins on the CB500. Lack of adhesion flags once again at Ballowheadstone. Hales Honda of Chris McGowan right alongside us here. Sulby Glen Hotel on the side of the number 87 machine, that's Brian Mateer. Now he's actually down in the programme to be a Kawasaki, but he's not on a Kawasaki, he's definitely on the 250 Suzuki. So Brian Mateer, that'll be a change. He's on the 250 Suzuki. Brian, you've been coming here quite a long time there, just a bit of an adjustment to the steering damper on the front of the Suzuki there as well. Gate not open as of yet, but not too far away. I'm about a third of the way back actually. quite noisy in the middle of here. Kyle Parks and Newcomb on the KP Racing Honda. He's a Black Lion. No idea where Black Lion is in the UK. Answers on a postcard, please, or a carrier pigeon. 72 next to us as well. That's Shelley Pike on the 350 Ducati from Cologne. Shelley, of course, Newcomer here last year, finished 16th in this race. Shelley about to go on the Lacey Ducati Performance Parks machine. Looks very, very nice as well. Ducati single. Very, very nice. 20 then next to him. That, of course, is Gary Hutton from Newry on the 350 Honda. And just at the back, Dan Sale has got back. 125, all right. Is it all right? Yeah, he's mint. Yeah. So I reckon what he's done in on that, I just asked him about the 125 that stopped with Rob Pritchard. Maybe he's done a plug chop coming down into cross four ways, possibly. Don't know, who knows? Could be mind games, you never know. But he's about to go out in the 250 machine. But I did say to him, is the 125 all right? And I got the OK sign from him. So yeah, seems to be happy with that. No doubt we'll find out in due course if they can get the thing fixed for tomorrow. But machines are making their way out for this practice, the second practice session for the juniors, lap 1, cross four ways.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. So just a bit of a reminder of how this class looked after the first qualifying session last night. Alan Oversby topping the standings at 2 minutes 53.712 seconds. 2.5 seconds back, number 21, Will Loader, 2 minutes 56.228. And then just 0.321 seconds off the pace of number 21, Will Loader, was number 40, Barry Davidson, a best time of 2 minutes 56.549. And then just hanging about just outside the front row just at the moment, number 56, Adam McLean, at 0.787 seconds off the pace of Barry Davidson at a 2:57.336. 1.994 seconds behind off Adam McLean, number 2, Andy Hornby, 2 minutes 59.330. And then there's two other riders that have gone under the 3-minute mark. Number 84, Nigel Moore, 6th fastest, and number 100, Heffer Owen, 7th fastest. Two machines, here we are, number 21, Will Loader, and number 2, Andy Hornby. The first two machines through on the road here at Cross Four Ways. Now down into the dip, I can see three machines, two relatively close together here. We've got numbers 78 and 40, so we've got Barry Davidson in there, number 42 as well on the way through, Stephen Moody, number 7 and 16 on the way through. So we've got Harley Rushton and Kelly Carruthers close together through Cross Four Ways on this outlap. There is number 100, Heffer Owen, previously mentioned, 7th fastest in practice last night, and number 104 on the way through as well there. Number 104, Leon Murphy, 15th quickest. There's number 46, 103 and 41. So we've got Mark Johnson, Andy Kildare, Andy Hunt on the way through there in that particular trio. So all of them setting off, preparing to get their first flying laps underway in this particular class. As number 14, Andrew Green on the 350K4 Honda, the classic racing green machine, on the way through. Number 92 as well, Stephen Walsh, just across Four Ways. To you, Tim.
Telling you, comer Kyle Parks, number 86, Black Lion, is in the Republic of Ireland. There's 21, Will Loader and Andy Hornby through. Black Lion is a border village in West County Cavan. I thought it was maybe just put his pub down as the as his home. It had been the Red Lion, maybe. 40, Barry Davidson through. 78, Michael Titchmarsh through. 42, Stephen Moody, and 16, Kelly Carruthers. That's number 100, Heffer Owen. 104, Leon Murphy. 46 was Mark Johnson. 103, Andy Hunt through. 41, Andy Kildare through. Here the machines fading away down the bypass, heading out towards Ballachagan. Here's 14. That's Andrew Green, safely through onto his first timed lap now. 92, 11, 84, 64, two together, 69 and 50. So that's Andrew Green, Stephen Walsh, Stephen Elliott, Nigel Moore, Paul Mahone, Jeff Bates, Dave Glover, Gary Abbott and Chris McGahn. Number 21, Will Loader and Andy Hornby. Number 2 should be making their way towards Cross Four Ways. Let's go back to Rob at Cross Four Ways.
Yeah, just as we prepare for the machines to come through here at Cross Four Ways on this first flying lap of the session, just looking outside, anywhere outside the front row, the gaps are so small between the competitors. Number 21, Will Loader, just ahead of number 2, Andy Hornby on the road there as well. So Will Loader looking to hold on to a position in the front row, and Andy Hornby trying to get on the front row. As number 40, Barry Davidson on the way through. A reminder, 0.3 seconds back on Will Loader in the times last night. So 3 more machines emerging towards Cross Four Ways. We've got numbers 78, 7, and 42. So at the back of that group, Stephen Moody along with Harley Rushton as number 16. Kelly Carruthers through on this first flying lap through Cross Four Ways. Number 100, Efan Owen as well through Cross Four Ways as they prepare to put the hammer down, going towards Church Bends, in through that fast left-hander at Stadium, and then back towards the finishing straight. There's number 104 on the way through, as well as a number 103, Andy Hunt as well. So quite a spread out field as number 46, Mark Johnson, also making his way through Cross Four Ways here. Be interested to see, looking at how small these gaps are, particularly when you go back from 4th to the start of that second row, all the way back towards the likes of 11th place of Kelly Carruthers. Very close indeed already. Back to you, Tim.
Thank goodness the bikes have just beaten the steam train, otherwise we wouldn't have seen them over the bridge. Number 2, Andy Hornby, 85.987. And number 21, Will Loader, 85.630. 40, Barry Davidson's gone quickest this afternoon at 86.605. Quickest last night, of course, was Alan Oversby. 3 more bikes across. That's 7, Harley Rushton, 78, Michael Titchmarsh, and 16, Kelly Carruthers through. Number 100, Efan Owen through at 83.863 miles per hour. And also through there we had Stephen Moody, number 42, at 82.262. That's Andy Hunt, 103. He's up in 7th. Mark Johnson through, 104. Leon Murphy through too, but Barry Davidson is quickest as the train just number 4 lock gives us a little blast on the whistle as it goes through. Barry Davidson, 86.605. That's not quite. Put him. Where will that put him? Let's work that out. But not going to make the top 3 with that. Yes, he's not, because his time with his top 3 anyway. Time last night was 86.611. Nigel Moore, 84, has just gone 4th quickest at 84.137. 5th quickest, number 9, Chris McGahn, just through at 83.8. But it's Barry Davidson, top of the pops at the moment. Let's go out to Cross Four Ways and Rob.
Yeah, looking at that Barry Davidson time, it's almost identical to the one set during the session last night, 256.665. Looking at Barry Davidson's from last night's 256.549 as the first 2 machines on the road. Number 2, Andy Hornby, now ahead on the road. And number 21, Will Loader as well. So those 2 just swapping positions out on the road. Here is number 40, Barry Davidson. Good flying lap there. And consistent with the timings put in last night as well, but nothing to overhaul Alan Oversby at the top just at the moment from that session last night at the moment. And looking elsewhere down the road, 1 more machine in number 7, Harley Rushton, and now 3 more emerging towards Cross Four Ways. There is number 78, Michael Titchmarsh, number 42, Stephen Moody. Number 16, Kelly Carruthers has made a bit of ground on the road. Number 100, Efan Owen as well. So Kelly Carruthers might be one to keep an eye on this lap, making up a lot of ground there to get ahead on the road of number 100, Efan Owen as well. Seems to have come from a long way back, so maybe having that open tarmac in front, just allowing Kelly Carruthers to find a little bit more pace on this flying lap. Back to you, Tim.
Thank you very much indeed, Rob Pritchard. Machine into view over the bridge. More machines over the bridge. That is 66, I think that was, if I read the plate right. Robert Noyle on the Gold Star from Thornton Cleverleys. Here they are, 21 and 2. And Will Loader has gone quicker at 86.095 miles per hour. Here's Davidson, 86.804 miles per hour. So that is quicker than he went last night, but it still doesn't move him ahead of Will Loader on his time from last night. That's number 7, Harley Rushton. Good lap there, 85.534 miles per hour. F&O Owen, number 100, is up into 5th place there. 84.992 miles per hour. 2-minute board is on display here. Number 16, Kelly Carruthers, fastest lap of the afternoon at 83.338 miles per hour. But Barry Davidson, 86.804, the quickest so far. That's 103. Andy Hunt through in 10th. Up into 13th is number 46, Mark Johnson, with 81.105 miles per hour, quickest of the day so far. And 104, Leon Murphy was through there. He's down in 14th. Here's 2 more, and a little move. That was 84, Nigel Moore. He's 6th quickest. And number 11, Stephen Elliott. He's 8th quickest. Up 9th now. Number 9 is up into 6th. Chris McGahn, quickest of his afternoon, 84.654. And quickest lap as well in 16th from number 14, Andrew Green. Let's go to Rob.
Yeah, just looking at some of those times there. Number 9, Chris McGahn, has improved on his time from last night. 3 minutes 3.569. Now sitting on pretty much 3 minutes exactly is number 9, Chris McGahn. 3 minutes 0.736. Number 21, Will Loader ahead on the road here. Number 40, Barry Davidson on yet another flying lap as well, I should say. Big improvements from number 78, Michael Titchmarsh. We'll get to that in a moment. We'll just watch this through. That's number 66, Robert Noyle, who had a great session a couple of sessions ago, didn't he, in terms of his time-ins as well. There's number 7, Harley Rushton, still going consistently around the sort of times hitting last night, Harley Rushton. But Michael Titchmarsh was a 3:13 last night, now running at 3:05, so that's 12 seconds better off. So here is number 78, Michael Titchmarsh, towards the front of the pack, really. Number 42, Stephen Moot. Number 16, Kelly Carruthers, who again is gaining ground on those two just in front, inch by inch, as it were. But yes, number 78, Michael Titchmarsh, one of the standouts in this particular session at the moment. It goes quiet here at Cross Four Ways, so the field really starting to spread out at the moment. Let's take another look through some of the other times that we've been getting. Number 46, Mark Johnson, has a 3 minutes 8.645 just at the moment in this particular session. We've also got Leon Murphy, number 104 and 14th. There's number 103, Andy Hunt, currently sitting in 10th, 3 minutes 4.626. Leon Murphy, there he is, the aforementioned there, and number 46, Mark Johnson as well there. All through Cross Four Ways. To you, Tim.
Loader number 21 through, and Barry Davidson the fastest this afternoon, but they haven't improved on their times from the previous lap. That's number 7, Harley Rushton, and he has 85.812 miles per hour. For number 7, 3 more across the line now. And they were number 16, Kelly Carruthers, number 78, Michael Titchmarsh, and number 42, Stephen Moody, all crossed the line and received the checkered flag, so they'll be pulling in turning onto Arbury Road and heading back to the paddock. 2 more crossing the railway bridge there. 1 ahead of them. That's 103, Andy Hunt. And 46, Mark Johnson, and 104, Leon Murphy across the line. There's 84 up into 4th, Nigel Moore, 85.893 miles per hour. So let's just go down the leaderboard. First then, quickest this afternoon, but not quickest overall. Alan Oversby still has that mark, the number 3 outfit, 88.077 miles per hour set last night. And 86.819 by Will Loader just keeps him in second on the grid, ahead of Barry Davidson, who improved and was quickest this afternoon at 86.804. So that is a very, very slim distance between second and third. Second quickest this afternoon was number 2, Andy Hornby, 86.112 miles per hour. Third quickest this afternoon was 21, Will Loader. He'd already set the mark last night. He went to 86.095 miles per hour. Fourth this afternoon, 84, Nigel Moore, 85.893 miles per hour. Fifth, impressive from number 7, Harley Rushton, 85.812 miles per hour. Sixth, number 100, Heffen Owen going well too, 84.992 miles per hour. Seventh for number 9, Chris McGahn, 84.654 miles per hour. Eighth, number 11, Stephen Elliott, whose other bike is still here at the start-finish line, 83.371. Ninth, number 16, Kelly Carruthers at 83.338 miles per hour. And 10th, number 78, Michael Titchmarsh at 82.982. 11th, number 103, Andy Hunt. 12th, number 42, Stephen Moody. 13th, number 46, Mark Johnson. 14th, number 104, Leon Murphy. 15th was number 86, the newcomer, Kyle Parks. And we now know where he lives, in the Republic of Ireland there, at Black Lion. 16th, number 25, Andrew Guy. 17th, number 14, Andrew Green. 18th, number 88, Rob Lowe. 19th, number 92, Stephen Walsh. 20th, number 50, Dave Glover. 21st, number 72, Shelley Pike. So we now move to the big bikes. Race 8, the post-classic superbikes. And quickest there last night was Joe Yeardsley. He was the winner last year, 102.502 miles per hour. What are we going to see tonight? It's a battle of the MGP winners. Marcus Simpson was second at 100.134 miles per hour. And Mike Brown, who's no longer in the meeting, being withdrawn, was third quickest last night. So with his thoughts looking ahead to the post-classic superbikes and just reflecting on a very interesting junior practice that we've just had, a quick visit to Cross Four Ways to Rob Pritchard, who I'm sure will be handing to Chris Kinley quite shortly after that.
Yes, indeed, and just taking a look at that Barry Davidson, the standout lap there, but just looking at some of the ground made up actually elsewhere in the field as well. We've mentioned Michael Titchmarsh, but here, Andrew Green as well. Here's one to mention. So Andrew Green we've got down there is 3:24 in the first session, a 3:13.3 in this particular session. Kyle Parks, the newcomer as well, 3:17.6 last night, down to 3 minutes 10.9. Rob Lowe as well. This is a big improvement too, 3 minutes 21.2. Yesterday evening, now 3:13.7. Stephen Walsh, number 92, 3:25.9 in the first session, 3:14.6, and also an improvement as well for Shelley Pike as well. That was a 3:22.5 in the opening session, now a 3:16.1. So although we're getting a bit of a clearer picture on what those first and second rows might be looking like, vast improvements elsewhere in the rest of that field. Over to Chris Kinley.
Yeah, just got somebody asking, telling me as well exactly where that place was, Black Lion. It's a place called County Cavan, which is right on the border of Monaghan in the Republic of Ireland, as Tim quite rightly says. So thank you very much to the lady who got a message and said, look, just had some lads listening back home, and they've said to tell you where exactly that is. It's in County Cavan. Mark Herbertson again goes past us on the 48 machine. 16. Also Roger Wibley goes through as well. Still got the bib on at 118, or in his words, a boob tube, whatever that may be. 73 next to go through as well. And is Dean Ratcliffe, newcomer here, was Dean last year, 19th in the race. You just see Dennis Booth going past us as well. Dennis, Manx Grand Prix regular, 7th for Dennis in this race last year. You also see Andy Farrell from the Skerries, so we all know where that place is. Look at that already, machines are on the way out. 77, that'll be Neil Champion, I think it is, yeah, 14th for Neil in this race last year. 99 also going through as well. No, I don't have a 99 in my programme. He was going out of class, that's why. So 99. In fact, if I just go back a page, should be able to get the details on that. Yeah, Sam Norton. Yeah, I thought it was Sam, actually, yeah. So Sam Norton, local guy, he's heading out on his machine, CBR 600. But the big bikes are out on track. Remind about the lap record on this one, obviously in practice, but the lap record 106.535 to Joe Yeardsley for 2023. What a race that was between him, Jamie Coward, and Paul Jordan last year. Big bikes on the way. We've got one more just coming through there now. That's number 32. 32 is Aaron Hughes. Aaron Hughes out on track on the YZF 750. Let's go to Cross Four Ways.
Yeah, what a race that was last year between Joe Yeardsley and Jamie Coward out there. Paul Jordan, I distinctly remember in that race, stuck with them for the vast majority, probably about 70-80% of the race, and then just seemed to drop off a little bit, maybe just having to be a bit more gentle with the machinery, possibly, but was right in the mix there, keeping them honest for the vast majority of that particular race. So Joe Yeardsley and Marcus Simpson looking like the ones to beat at the moment in this particular class as we start this session. And first on the road here is number 23, Marcus Simpson. 3.529 seconds he was off the pace of Joe Yeardsley after that previous session last night. 4 machines now coming into view, and there is number 38 Paul Williams, number 10 Anthony Redmond, number 1 Joe Yeardsley is in there, pace setter at the moment, and number 59 as well, Mark Colvin. Now bearing in mind the fact that Mike Brown has withdrawn from the meeting, that as it stands, temporarily at least, promotes Don Gilbert, number 34 up into third, and Mark Colvin, number 59 up into 4. Number 100, 5 and 34 on the way through. Heffer Owen in there, and Paul Cassidy, there's number 13 as well, Mikhail de Koppel. 113 and number 18 through as well, so we've got Darren Creer. Michael Bampton, now on the Mistral Kawasaki yesterday, was on a real upland curve, the man from Ormskirk as well, maybe one to keep an eye on in the battle for the second row. There's number 71 on the way through, Scott Wilson on the 750 Kawasaki, the man from Carnforth. 3 more, 48, 16 and 68 on the way through. Back to you, Tim.
First bike into view. That is Marcus Simpson, Spartacus, number 23, across the line. And now on his first time lap. Oh, 4 together here. Paul Potchy-Williams, Joe Yeardsley, Mark Colvin and Anthony Redmond getting the heartbeat going a little bit quicker as they suddenly just emerged over that crest. 2 more together here. That's 5 Paul Cassidy and 100. Heffin Owen, followed by 34 Don Gilbert, 13 Mikhail de Koppel, 113 Darren Creer, and 18 Michael Bampton. But Marcus Simpson's got a little bit of clear road ahead of him. Is he going to be able to utilise that to set a marker? 71 Scott Wilson, 48 Mark Herbertson, 16 Kelly Carruthers, and 68 Roddy Taylor, all across the line. Oh, an overtake as 6. Oh, 6 across the line there. 26 Dennis Booth, 57 Rob Mitchell-Hill, 96 Andrew Farrell, 19 Tim Poole, 118 the newcomer Roger Wiverley, and 73 Dean Radcliffe. Let's go to Robert Cross four ways.
Yeah, that is going to be interesting, just how much ground Marcus Simpson will have in front of him as he makes his way into cross four ways, because remember, on that outlap, Joe Yeardsley was having to navigate just a little bit of traffic around him. He was one of 4 machines through here at cross four ways. Be interested to see if he's managed to break through that, because he might know that Marcus Simpson ahead of him might have a bit of ground that he can make up. There is Joe Yeardsley, and he's looking up the inside of Paul Williams there, so Joe Yeardsley looks to get ahead on the road, 59 and 10 in there. So Mark Colvin and Anthony Redmond also in the mix there on the way through. That's quite something. That's a bit of a Manx contingent making its way through cross four ways. It's a Joe Yeardsley just released temporarily as number 5 Paul Cassidy makes his way through all alone as well. Might just have got free of the traffic there, so that might just give him the room he needs. Number 13 Michael de Koppel on the way through, and 2 more machines coming for number 113 Darren Creer, number 34. That is Don Gilbert running well, number 18 Michael Bampton. They'll be wanting to make up some ground as well, because it is so uncertain at the moment, those second and third rows in this particular category. It could end anyway at the moment. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, Marcus Simpson's just gone through 101.865 miles per hour, so that's an improvement on his 100.134 miles per hour last night. Here's Yeardsley. Yeah, and I think the traffic has just interfered there. Joe Yeardsley, 99.743. Mark Colvin, 99.275. Paul Potchy-Williams, 98.400. And 10, Anthony Redmond, 98.056. Paul Cassidy, 4th quickest now. Number 5 at 99.097. Anthony Redmond and Mikhail de Koppel are through. Here's 113. It's Darren Creer. And there's number 18, Michael Bampton, and 34, Don Gilbert. So, yes, I think just dicing with each other is just not the times back there for Joe Yeardsley. But Marcus Simpson has improved. 48 Mark Herbertson makes it into the top 10. 16 Kelly Carruthers, 71 Scott Wilson, and 100 Hefin Owen are through, as of Farrell, Poole and Booth. Let's go out to cross four ways and Rob.
There's number 2, Andy Hornby, on the way through. You mentioned there that Marcus Simpson time. He doesn't quite knock Joe Yeardsley off top spot. But as he comes in here, Marcus Simpson, he's still got so much tarmac in front of him. Free tarmac where he doesn't have to navigate traffic. If he can just pick up the pace that little bit more, he might have Joe Yeardsley sweating a little bit over that pole position spot, but here is Joe Yeardsley, and he has pulled out quite a gap on the machines behind him as well. So Joe Yeardsley now on the charge as he heads into cross four ways, so maybe a bit of a riposte as number 59 Mark Colvin, number 38 Paul Potchy-Williams, and number 10 Anthony Redmond still relatively close together, but Joe Yeardsley has freed himself of that traffic and put some decent distance between himself and the other trio going through cross four ways on this next flying lap. So maybe we could expect something just a little bit quicker from Yeardsley. Here's number 5 Paul Cassidy, cutting a rather lone figure at the moment, but no doubt that'll probably help him just get out there on track and try and improve his time. To you, Tim.
Yeah, we're expecting Marcus Simpson very shortly. That's number 2 through. But this should be Simpson. 23 it is. 103.392 miles per hour. That's quicker than Yeardsley from last night. But are we going to see Yeardsley post that back and get back at the top of the charts? Yes, we are. Oh, 105.095. So that is getting up to the pace of last year. Yeardsley, then Mark Colvin, 101.287. 3-minute board is out, so they will maybe get another lap in. They will. Anthony Redmond, number 10, is up into 4th at 99.961. And we've also seen through on this lap Paul Potchy-Williams. Paul Cassidy up into 4th, 100.172, so he's over the ton. That's Mikhail de Koppel. He's in 7th and quickest of his afternoon at 98.986, but 105.095 from Joe Yeardsley. Once he got into that clean air road ahead of him, he was able to put the hammer down, and well, that lap record, 106.535 miles per hour, is not that too far away. Retirement there is number 34, Don Gilbert, very clearly on the left-hand side of the road and indicating he's pulling in. But Yeardsley and Simpson are having a ding-dong battle here at the Colas Billown Course. Let's go back to Rob.
Yeah, they really are, aren't they? Number 2, Andy Hornby, on the way through there. There's number 27 as well, John Cliff, right in front of Marcus Simpson. So Marcus Simpson now maybe having to contend with a little bit of trouble. Let's have a look on the exit. Looks like Simpson's going around the outside, just trying to clear that as soon as possible. Catching him on the road, though, is number 1, Joe Yeardsley. A 105 lap. That was fantastic pace. Did mention that he seemed to have cleared the traffic by the time he got to cross four ways last time. He's actually closing down on the road. Marcus Simpson in front of him. There's number 59, Mark Colvin. He's actually freed himself up from number 38, Paul Potchy-Williams. Mentioned number 10, Anthony Redmond. He's just behind Paul Potchy-Williams there. Big improvements from him. A 2:44 last night, now a 2:33. So that's 11 seconds better off for number 10, Anthony Redmond, running well. This man running well, still nice and smooth as well. There's number 5, Paul Cassidy as well, into cross four ways there. Currently the 4th fastest time of the session at 2 minutes 32.7. To you, Tim.
1 minute board is out. Are they going to go for another flying lap? There's number 2, but right on his tail now is Simpson. 23. He's gone quicker again. No, he hasn't. He's same as 103.392. So it's quick as Yeardsley on the inside, though. Still doesn't go quicker than that last lap at 105.095. And also through was one of the back markers there, one of the lower order numbers. There's 59 Mark Colvin, 101.287. Redmond's through, number 10. He's 4th quickest, and he's gone quickest of his afternoon at 100.532. Also through there was Paul Potchy-Williams. The checkered flag is now out. So all those that have just crossed the line ahead of Paul Cassidy, who has gone quicker on the afternoon at 101.025 miles per hour, is 4th place on the afternoon for him. But these guys are now going to be pulling in. But have Yeardsley, Simpson and the rest of the top 4 or 5 that got through, have they gone out on that flying lap? And what times are we going to see? Because, well, the checkered flag now firmly out. 113, Darren Creer and Michael Bampton, number 18, have just crossed the line. But it's Yeardsley at 105 and Simpson at 103.3. Let's go to Rob.
Yeah, interesting with Marcus Simpson having to navigate the traffic as well. Here's two more machines. Andy Hornby just going round and past number 100, Heffer Owen. And there is number 23, Marcus Simpson. So he's now got 2 machines in front of him here. So it's just starting to bunch up on this final flying lap. There's number 1, Joe Yeardsley as well. Again, just still making up a bit of ground on the road to Marcus Simpson, who may, again, just be being held up a little bit behind the traffic going towards Church Bends as well. So will that have any potential influence on how Marcus Simpson does on this next lap time going towards the checkered flag, or indeed Joe Yeardsley as well? Some notable improvements across the board in that last flying lap as well. We'll come to that in a moment. As number 27, John Cliff. Number 10, Anthony Redmond, one of the previous ones we mentioned who's had some massive improvements. Number 38, Paul Potchy-Williams at the moment running at a 2:33.8 at the moment. How does that compare to yesterday? 2:39, so marginally better as well. Number 13, Michael de Koppel as well, improving by 10 seconds in 8th. Over to you, Tim.
Yes, we're just looking up the road as 55 and 77 just crossed the line as a fast-moving machine over the rise there. That is the 23 bike, and here's the number 1 bike. They haven't improved on that second fast-flying lap that they had. So it is number 1, Joe Yeardsley, who is on pole position. 105.095 miles per hour, 2 minutes 25.611 seconds. Second, number 23, Marcus Simpson at 103.392. As Anthony Redmond, number 10, crosses the line in 5th place. Marcus Simpson, 2 minutes 32.252 seconds. So that is around about 6.5, 7 second difference between Yeardsley and Simpson. Third quickest this afternoon was number 59, Mark Colvin, 101.287 miles per hour. Fourth was number 5, the local man, Paul Cassidy, at 101.025. Fifth, number 10, Anthony Redmond at 100.532 miles per hour. Sixth, number 2, Andy Hornby at just under 100 at 99.985 miles per hour. Seventh, number 38, Paul Potchy-Williams, 99.805 miles per hour. In 8th, it's number 96, Andy Farrell, 99.230 miles per hour. 9th is Indy, number 13, Michael de Koppel, 98.986 miles per hour. And 10th, number 26, good to see him here, Dennis Booth at 97.393 miles per hour. 11th was number 19, Tim Poole. 12th, number 32, Aaron Hughes. 13th is number 83, Keith Pringle. 14th, number 113, Darren Creer. 15th is number 18, Michael Bampton. 16th is number 16, Kelly Carruthers. 17th is number 100, that's Heffin Owen. 18th is number 48, and that's Mark Herbertson. 19th is number 77, Neil Champion. 20th is 118, Roger Wibberley. And number 21st place is number 34, Don Gilbert. And that's as far down as we can go. So we've just got the chairs left. They will be racing this evening, of course. So is that going to have a bearing on how many crews we're going to see out there? Because it does tend to be a real battle of attrition with the sidecars. We only had 9 outfits at times last night, so it is a slightly depleted sidecar entry, to be honest, this year at the Blackford Financial Services pre-TT Classic Road Races. But we're not going to lack for excitement looking at the times, because they're quite close. Quickest last night was number 5, Jack Gristwood and Alice Smith at 80.053 miles per hour. Second, number 2, Tony Thurkel and William Morley, 79.294 miles per hour. Third, Greg Lambert and Andrew Haynes, 78.583 miles per hour. That's outfit number 69. Fourth was number 11, Danny Quirk and the newcomer passenger Sharon Reeves. Well done to them, 78.252 miles per hour. Fifth was number 55. That's Mike Bellaby and Dave Gristwood, 77.962 miles per hour. And sixth, James Blackmore and Trevor Johnson at 72.765 miles per hour, outfit number 71. Bear in mind, of course, as well, that they went out at the coldest and darkest time of the evening, the last session last night. So conditions here with lovely sunshine and just a few white fluffy Simpsons clouds around. They have got markedly improved conditions to get a second a go at getting the lap times and the speeds in. So let's get the thoughts now ahead of this session from Rob Pritchard, and he will then hand us the course car. Just comes into sight over School Hill Rise. Rob will hand to Chris Kinley when they're ready to get them out on track.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one, and I'm interested to see just where they might set out in the order as well, because for the entirety of that Sidecar Classic session last night, those top three crews from last night all seem to be very bunched together, and it's much easier said than done, and particularly for me standing on a piece of scaffolding here at Cross Four Ways. But just trying to get that open road in front of you is something that's quite tough, because those outfits around you aren't exactly going to be slowing down either. So let's just take a look very quickly at those times again, just for those who'd like to hear about them. As Tim rightly mentioned, Jack Griswood and Alice Smith in the number 5 outfit went quickest. Their quickest time of 3 minutes 11.1. Not too far ahead though of number 2, Tony Thurkel and William Morley. Number 3, 12.9, and Greg Lambert and Andrew Haynes 3:14.6. So not too much between them. In the meantime, we're now going to hand back over to Chris Kinley.
As you speak, the outfit's coming right alongside me now. Number 11, mentioned that before, Danny Quirk with Sharon Reeves. Of course, the winners last year, Kieran Clark and Andrew Johnson, not here this year. Second position was Bob Dawson and Matt Sims. Third was Jack Griswood and Alice Smith. They are here. They were third last year. And newcomers, of course, Alice. The number 9 outfit, I believe, had a bit of a technical issue last night out on circuit. Adam Pope and John Christopher on their Westlake Triton. The Adam Pope machine, the Chorley crew, but a big thumbs up and they're all okay. So outfits already making their way out on circuit. I'm just going to hop on the wall, because Kenny Howells is coming towards me. You never know where Kenny. The number 7 outfit that was there, just going past us there now. Or will do in a second. Number 8 is next to us now, Mike Cookson, Kenny Cole on their BMW. Greg Lambert and Andy Haynes, 7th last year in this race. They're about to leave us. Just here, this number 7 machine, the Steve Brooks on the 750 Kettle Suzuki. And there's Kenny Howells. And he's just about to leave us there now. Now, if you go to race 9 in your programme, it doesn't give you the passenger, but it is Jordan Forrest and race number 4, who's in the chair for Kenny Howells. And he's going to be the green outfit with the number 3 on it. He's just about to leave us there now as one outfit leaves. I think Kenny is going to be the last one to go. Kenny just obviously getting that up to temperature, and here he goes. Nice and gingerly away, up towards Hedges, up towards Ballackagan. Let's get back to Cross Four Ways. Lap 1, final qualifying session of the afternoon.
Indeed. So we mentioned obviously in that last of the top 3, Greg Lambert and Andy Haynes, but just behind them, do not rule out number 11, Danny Quirk, and the newcomer passenger Sharon Reeves. They were only 0.823 seconds off the pace in the previous practice, and only 0.729 seconds off the pace of Quirk and Reeves, Mike Bellaby and Dave Gristwood as well. So it could be all to play for in the Sidecar Classic come the end of this qualifying session. And when we head into that first race, you can just hear them whirring away in the distance. We'll let you know when they come into our view here across Four Ways. Just a very quick mention for a couple of the other standout performance in that previous post-classic Superbike session. Kelly Carruthers, 2:41 to a 2:46. Roger Wibley as well, the newcomer, 2:47. Keith Pringle, number 83 as well. First on the road here in the sidecars, number 55. Mike Bellaby, Dave Gristwood. That might stand them in a good bit of stead as they try to push their way further towards that those top placings. Number 2, there's Tony Thurkel and William Morley, second in the timings last night. There are the current pace setters. Number 5, Jack Griswood and Alice Smith certainly made an impression last year, made an impression last night as well, going top of the timings with that time of 3 minutes 11.123. That's your first 3 machines through Cross Four Ways on this outlap for the Sidecar Classic session. 2 more approaching. Here is number 11, Danny Quirk and Sharon Reeves, just ahead on the road there of number 71, James Blackmore and Trevor Johnson as well. It's 2 close together on the road coming through Cross Four Ways. Another machine on the way through, currently sitting in third at the moment in the timings ahead of these next flying laps. Number 69, Greg Lambert and Andrew Haynes there as well. So they're running well at the moment, but they'll be likely aware of just how close that number 11 outfit of Quirk and Reeves and number 55 of Bellaby and Dave Griswood are behind them at the moment. There is the Sit Up and Beg, the Westlake Triton of Pope and Christopher. Back to Tim.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing that. But the first machine in sight. And it is that number 55 outfit of Mike Bellaby and Dave Griswood, the BMW. Here's number 2, Tony Thurkel and William Morley. And there's 5, Jack Griswood and Alice Smith. Of course, no times on this. They haven't completed a full lap, so they're out on their first time circuit of the Colas Billown Course, 4 1/4 miles in length of pure road racing heaven. 2 more machines. 11 through, and that is Danny Quirk and Sharon Reeves. And also James Blackmore and Trevor Johnson are through. 69, Greg Lambert is through with his passenger Andrew Haynes. The combination from Catterick, Garrison and Hull. And the green flag on display on the Marshall scaffolding at the top of School Hill Rise, as we see another outfit just traverse the bridge over the railway line, and it'll come into our view very, very shortly indeed. And here it is. Go on, keep going. Go on, number 9. There they go. Adam Pope and John Christopher on the Westlake Triton are safely through past us onto their first time circuit. There's number 8, Mike Cookson and Kenny Cole, the duo from Welshpool and Bath, respectively, on the 750 BMW. And just one more machine, I think, to take through is number 3. That's Kenny Howells and Jordan Forrest. And here is the last of them, number 7. That's Brooks and Hersbrook. Let's go to Robert Cross Four Ways.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see. The field was quite spread out, so there's plenty of space on the course to make up a bit of ground. As number 55, Bellaby and Dave Griswood are on the way through Cross Four Ways, so still out ahead on the road. This time of number 5, Jack Griswood and Alice Smith here, so both with a bit of fresh tarmac in front of them as well, just to maybe pull the pin a little bit as they go towards Church Bends and then on towards Stadium as well, where they can pick up the pace on the sort of back end, if you like, of the Colas Billown Course. Next interview here at Cross Four Ways, number 2, Tony Thurkel and William Morley as well. So we are seeing the field spreading out a little bit more. We mentioned just before, if you missed it, those top 3 were quite bunched up in the first sidecar practice session. Here's number 11, Danny Quirk and Sharon Reeves. Interesting, can they break into those top 3 standings on this first flying lap, or indeed after that as well? Another machine down into the dip in front of us, making their way towards the braking zone. That little compression on the left-hand side is number 69, Greg Lambert and Andrew Haynes as well, into Cross Four Ways, and off they go, accelerating away. Next machine through as well here at Cross Four Ways on this first flying lap is number 71. That's James Blackmore and Trevor Johnson. To you, Tim.
Yep, first machine just coming over the crest. And that is the number 55 outfit, 55 being Bellaby and Gristwood. And they are second quickest so far at 82.430 miles per hour. But number 5, the other Gristwood, Jack Gristwood and Alice Smith, 84.308. So that is so much quicker than last night, as we were talking about in the preamble before seeing the machinery out here. Number 2 outfit is through. That is Tony Thurkel and William Morley at 75.550 miles per hour. And number 11 outfit through as well. Danny Quirk and Sharon Reeves from Halifax and Chesterfield, respectively. And they have put in 81.153. There's number 69. That's Greg Lambert and Andrew Haynes. And they are through at 80.382. Next machine is 71. 71 being James Blackmore and Trevor Johnson. 71.143 miles per hour. The 3-minute board is out on display. But 84.308 miles per hour for the number 5 outfit. compared to last night of 80.053 miles per hour. 55 outfit, well, they've improved from 77.962 miles per hour to 82.430 miles per hour. No time to take through the sit-up and beg Westlake. Well, I've just held on for a little bit. Rob.
Yeah, number 55, that's Bellaby and Griswood on the way through again. Still first on the road here through cross four ways. Maybe just making up a tiny bit of ground there. They are the current pace setter still. Number 5, Jack Griswood and Alice Smith as well. You mentioned some big progress. Jack Griswood and Alice Smith, I should say, 10 seconds quicker than their best time from last night. A big improvement as well from Mike Bellaby and Dave Griswood as well. 3:16 last night, a 3.05 on that last lap. Also, Thurkel and Morley, though, struggling for pace at the moment as they make their way through cross four ways. Maybe just a couple of mechanical issues, possibly. They might be able to iron them out as the lap goes on. Number 11, Danny Quirk and Sharon Reeves on the way through as well. So Thurkel and Morley, 3 minutes 12 last night. A 3:22 on the opening flying lap, so maybe just a couple of things to get sorted out on this next flying lap, if indeed they can do. Here's number 69, Greg Lambert and Andrew Haynes as well. Bit of a reference point for them as well, so a 3:14 was Lambert and Haynes' best time last night, 3:10 on that first flying lap, so an improvement again. To you, Tim.
Yep, first machine comes into our sights here. And the second. And the second outfit is that number 5 outfit of Jack Griswood and Alice Smith. They've gone even quicker, 84.491, whereas the 55 outfit of Bellaby and Dave Griswood, they haven't improved. 1 minute board is out, so the first 2 crews on the road are going to get that extra flying lap in, as indeed I think now will the number 2 outfit of Tony Thurkel and William Morley, and the number 11 outfit. They've gone actually into second at 82.677 miles per hour. That is Danny Quirk and Sharon Reeves from Halifax and Chesterfield. So they've gone into second at 82.6, gone quicker than the 55 outfit. Here's 69 through. They have made it before the checkered flag. I think it sounds like they're just pulling in there. Greg Lambert and Andrew Haynes sounded like they'd knocked the gas off as they crossed the line and possibly just pulling in. We'll wait and see. Take them across for the next one. 71's through. They've just squeezed in. Well done, Jane Blackmore and Trevor Johnson, because the checkered flag has now been unveiled and is, the rest of the field will get flagged in now, and that will be the end of their practice sessions, full stop, because it is racing and racing only from now on. Practice is almost done and dusted. So the roads have gone quiet, so that seems an opportune time to hand to cross four ways and Rob Pritchard.
Yeah, indeed. And just looking at some of those times as well, Danny Quirk and Sharon Reeves, we wondered if they'd have the pace to start pushing toward the front. Indeed, they have done. Great lap from them. Number 55, there's Bellaby and Griswood, and right on their tail now is Jack Griswood and Alice Smith, right on their coattails on the way through cross four ways there. They're side by side on the exit. Brilliant stuff through cross four ways between those two there. So Jack Griswood and Alice Smith still not hanging about, even though they have that best time of the moment. 3 minutes 1.085. Tony Thurkel and William Morley seem to have ironed out whatever issues they may have had on that first final lap of 3:22. That's right back down again to a 3 minutes 10.704, and that's actually better than the time they set last night. And here they are, Thurkel and Morley, right on their tails is Quirk and Reeves as well, and they're looking to move up the inside through cross four ways. They may well have done. There's 2 more closer together. Looks like Thurkel and Morley have just held it away. The advances of Quirk and Reeves trying to get ahead on the road. It's not racing yet, it's still practice, but try telling it to these guys. Number 7, so that's Steve Brooks and the newcomer passenger, Sam Hersbrook, on the way through. How are they running at the moment? 9th at the moment, a 3:59.639, the best time at the moment. So if you start to look outside those top 5 outfits at the moment, just based on the timings that we do have, it starts to spread out a lot more. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, well, they had got in front number 5, Jack Griswood and Alice Smith. and they've gone quicker as well, 84.556 miles an hour ahead of the 55 outfit of Bellaby and Dave Gristwood, and they've done a quicker time as well, 82.645 miles per hour. So there's only just over 5 seconds between the top three there. We'll wait to see what number 11 does, though, as they cross the line. Now, they've gone quicker. 83.037, and also the number 2 outfit of Thurkel and Morley are 5th, and they've done their quickest lap, 80.341 miles per hour. So I think we've got another machine just coming around Castletown corner, and we'll be into our view very, very shortly indeed to take the checkered flag to end this practice session. And it is the number 7 outfit, Steve Brooks and Sam Hersbrook. Sam Hersbrook, a newcomer passenger from Telford. So we look, any more machines to do? Well, that, I think, is just about it for the sidecars. So it is the number 5 outfit that's leading the way, Jack Gristwood and Alice Smith. 84.556 miles per hour, 3 minutes, 0.0946 seconds from number 11 in second, 11 being Quirk and Sharon Reeves, the newcomer. 83.037 miles per hour, 3 minutes, 4.256 miles per hour. Third, number 55, that's Mike Bellaby and Dave Gristwood on that BMW. 82.645, that is 3 minutes, 5.129 seconds. In fourth, it's number 69, Greg Lambert and Andrew Haynes. Fifth is number 2, Tony Thurkel and William Morley. Sixth is number 71, 71 being James Blackmore and Trevor Johnson on the Windle. As one more finisher just across the line now is the number 3 outfit. And they've obviously had some issues on that opening time lap because Kenny Howells it is and Jordan Forrest, but they were 10 minutes. So they've obviously had some issues out there. So 71 we told you. 7th is number 8. That's Mike Cookson and Kenny Cole. 8th was number 9. That's Adam Pope and John Christopher. 9th is outfit number 7, Steve Brooks and Sam Hersbrook. And 10th, encountering a bit of trouble, I suspect, and maybe a bit of fettling and rearranging to do on that outfit to get it out for the race later on this evening, is Kenny Howells and Jordan Forrest. Well, that is it. Practice is done here at the Blackford Financial Services Pre-TT Classic Road Races around the Colas Billown Course. We go racing. The roads will reopen shortly. Just a reminder, until the roads open car has gone past, roads remain closed. Do not enter onto closed roads. So wait for that roads open car to go past. But the roads will be reopening very shortly. They will close again at 6 o'clock. And it is now racing all the way for the evening and afternoon tomorrow. 4 races ahead of us this evening. Race 1. The MSPR singles race over 6 laps. Race 2, the Foraging Vintners 1,100cc classic race over 7 laps. Race 3, the Jeff Duke Junior Superbike race over 7 laps. As one of the solo machines, just one of the newcomers there, number 99, just coming back into the thing, being picked up, the Sam Norton it was, picked up by the travelling marshals and brought back under escort. So yeah, the Jeff Duke Junior Superbike race is the 3rd race, 7 laps, and race 4, the 3 winning sidecar race 1, that takes place over 4 laps. A rich evening of entertainment is ahead. One concern, few darker clouds have just come over the Castletown skyline here. And just looking at the forecast, which is a little bit back. We should get an update shortly. But it did mention the risk of an odd shower this evening and overnight. And then tomorrow it's saying will be mostly cloudy with showers or longer spells of rain. But light winds again tomorrow, maximum temperature 14. Yeah, the darkest clouds, you've had those quite, well, clear blue skies and then a few fluffy white clouds with a few darker clouds just around at the moment. Let's hope they stay away and don't spoil the party later. We'll be back when roads reclose at 6 o'clock this evening for all the thrills of some exciting racing here. Classic bike racing. Please join us at 6 o'clock. In the meantime, I'll hand it back to Broadcasting House.